Welcome to another episode of Show Us Your Tags. I'm your host, Joe Price Tag, as Jesse calls P Tag. Welcome all in. Yes, Jesse, um, that is a fact. Don't you ever make me wait for a countdown this long again. I'm going to keep doing it just because you said that. I'm just saying. Welcome in. Happy Friday, end of the work week for some. I appreciate you, everyone coming in. AV is good. I thank you for that, Jesse. I appreciate it. And I'm telling you what, my last live stream, it was, a couple weeks ago, I think. I've been busy, not fish room busy, but I have been busy, and I did not want to do a live stream before I got my internet situation figured out. So I finally got it situated to where I'm directly hardwired in from my ISP into my laptop. So I was going from, when I realized this, long story short, this is why the last one had two parts to it and I was cutting out. So far it looks pretty good. I can't complain too much, I guess. But long story short, it was very pixelated and the last live streams were pretty bad. And so I wanted to make sure to get that fixed before I do this live stream. So now that I'm hardwired, before I wasn't, I was just going strictly through Wi-Fi and everything's down here in the basement. I was only getting, I have pretty good internet here too, but I was only getting like maybe 30 to 50 upload and maybe, a little bit more than that for download speed for megabytes per second. And since I'm hardwired, I'm getting well over 500 for both down and up. So that's going to make a huge difference. I got a 100-foot cord, so that way I took Jesse's advice that you get a cord long enough, so that way if you want to go to different parts of the fish room and stuff, you have that availability that I can move my desk, I can move my camera around and stuff. And I actually have a couple different views. I set up another camera too, just as a different view. So I think that's kind of nice to mess around to be able to have two cameras to set up. So that way you have a couple of different options. I can look at one fish tank while I could look at myself live. So, but yeah. So the answer to your question, Jesse, I have not gotten a new one yet because I'm still trying my buddy's webcam at the moment, the Logitech one. And then I'm going to go get, if this one works, I still want to get yours. And because I'm using my digital camera as another camera right now. I haven't bought any cameras yet because the last live stream, that camera, it wasn't doing enough justice to prove anything because of how bad a quality it was because of my internet situation. So since I got that figured out, my next step is to get a camera, which is either going to be this Logitech one or the one that you have, Jesse, either or. So that's the situation there. Yeah, is that a shirt or one of your stickers? No, this is this is a shirt. My wife made this for me. I think she made it. I think it was around my birthday last year. But it's nice. This is one of those printed shirts. She has one of those heat presses, and she just sends pictures online, and she gets stuff sent to the house, and then she has a heat press and just heat presses onto this shirt. But yeah, Jesse, kind of hold tight. I'm going to keep you updated on my camera situation for sure. But the reason why I really couldn't really prove anything last live stream is because the camera wasn't that good due to the internet connection. I've been busy with work. I worked the last 5 days. And then let's see, before that, there was something going on. Oh, because I was in Florida. That's right. Yeah. We had a week vacation to Florida. So we went to Florida. We went and visited my mom and dad in Jupiter. It was a very nice trip. And we got to spend, my daughter, my 2-year-old daughter, 2.5-year-old daughter, it was her first experience at the beach. And I mean, just like anyone who's never been in the sand before, they're kind of a little squeamish with the sand and how it feels and everything. But she got used to it really quick. Plane ride went fine. I'll tell my wife, Jesse, and then we'll get one for you. How about that? It's nice. I like it. I've been really wanting to make more shirts. I've been trying to get her to make me a hoodie. But yeah, work is definitely overrated. Yep. Hey Dad, thanks for coming in and hanging out for a little bit. I appreciate it. NC, just hang on a second. I'm going to do some quick updates and then I'm going to let people join in here. So sit tight for a minute. It won't be too much longer. I just wanted to give a few little things before we get started. So hang tight for a little bit and then we'll get started. I heard you got a new website. I saw your Discord. Jess says, I try to work less to enjoy life more, but does not ever seem to work out. No, it does not, especially with my job. It could go great one day and then it can all go downhill another day. And work is going to get busy, not to get too sidetracked here in May, end of April to the whole month of May. So I'm trying to get things done. Jesse, I have another Higer product, and for everyone else in here, I've gotten a Higer product that I'm going to do some reviews on. They gave it to me a few weeks ago, and I haven't even opened the box yet because of me going back to work and then going to Florida. But anyways, Jesse says, shit, Dad's here. Yeah. So like we were talking, scriptures and the Bible and all that. Yes. But yeah, it looks good so far, Tim. I have my digital camera up. You have to have the cam link connected to the digital camera because the digital camera does not recognize just plugging into the HDMI port, FYI, because it's not made for, streaming and stuff. But yeah, that's kind of like an update of what's been going on. Like I said, the trip went well. We visited my mom and dad in Jupiter, and we had a great time there. The weather was absolutely beautiful. There wasn't a cloud in the sky. I mean, even my dad was saying, he was like, man, this weather sure is crappy. There's not a cloud in the sky. We should probably go back to Ohio to all those bare trees and wonderful clouds that we have here. But yeah, it's been busy. But tomorrow, another quick update. I'm busy all day tomorrow. I'm going to my second fish auction. It's here in it's called the Youngstown Society or Youngstown Aquarium Society. And they are doing it. It's not actually in Youngstown, but it's in a place near Lake Milton. It's about 40 minutes from my house. So it's a little shorter drive than what OCA did. But I'm going to see some familiar faces from the OCA. So that'd be kind of nice to do. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. Jesse says, yeah, that's why the wife wanted to move south. She was sick of the cold and dreary days. Yeah. And I tell you what, Jesse, winter here seems like it gets longer and longer. And the older I get, the more I dislike it. But it's nice to be able to go visit my dad in Florida. I mean, they have really nice amenities there for us to enjoy, nice restaurants, great food, great places to go, a wonderful beach to go to, and it was a lot of fun. So Jim's Fish, thanks for coming in. Let's see. Ed's Aquatic Exotics. I'll see you at the auction, Joe. Fantastic. I'll be wearing my price tag aquariums, either hoodie or shirt. So make sure you stop by and say hi to me. I'll bring some stickers with me too. So if you haven't gotten a sticker from me yet, Ed, then I'll give you one of the stickers. They're not very big. They're like these holographic stickers, same as my logo. If you need a comparison, Jesse's is bigger, no pun intended. I had to, Jesse. But I want to get some more stickers though. I don't have the I don't have a big enough sticker compared to Jesse's. But yes, longer and colder. Yep. But my aunt lives in South Carolina, so that's always nice too. It's kind of like it's not as hot for Florida. It seems like there's a lot more people during the springtime, spring vacation, all that sort of thing. So, um, you also said putting your sticker on my fish.fam door. Sweet. Yeah, I think once I get bigger stickers and stuff. Jesse, what size were these, by the way? These look like about maybe 4 inches. I think these are like 1.5. I think is what these are. These look like 4 or 5. But yeah. Let's see. I put 3 of mine on my work van so peeps can see it at every angle. There's this place. There's this place with that's right down from my house. Long story short, to get not too sidetracked, because I do want to stay focused on show me your tanks. um, but there's a place called Associated Graphics right down the road from me, and whenever I used to work at a haunted house that's right down the road, they did graphics for the back of your cars. So I was kind of debating about doing that for the back of my vehicle, actually, Jesse, and doing like a price tag aquariums, like maybe on like my side doors, um, and then maybe like on the back window or something. I thought that would be kind of cool. Um, but hey, Cecil, thanks for coming in. Um, so yeah, I think that's kind of like the small updates. There's really no updates to the fish room. Everything has been the same since our last live stream, which was an abomination. But I do want to give the opportunity to give NC Pleco up here. It seems like he wants to come up here and kind of let everyone know that he has his website up and hopefully some nice new updates that he can share with us. So hopefully Restream will be nice to me tonight and I can figure everything out while I bring people up on live. So let's see if we can get this to work. Let's see here. Add, invite guest, copied link. What's up to hello, Catahulas, SC Catahulas. Bam. Take your time, NC. No hurry at all. I can just sit here and talk amongst everybody and see how everyone's been doing. Hopefully your work week has gone swell and that you're enjoying the weekend, the beginning of your weekend. Hopefully that went through. Let me see here. Yes, it did. Okay, cool. Let me check here a couple things. I was kind of curious as to if Facebook, there was something I saw on here that I can get Facebook comments to go onto the live stream, but don't know for sure. I know I'm public on Facebook currently, so that's always good. But I'm not sure. There's a way that you can do it, I guess, but I'm not sure how. But anyways, I missed this, Jesse. Jesse says, did you know that if you are a premium YouTube, account, if other premium accounts watch your content, the revenue is shared between the two? I did not know that. So I guess that would be, let's see here. It'd be interesting because, like, Jesse, I wonder how that would work out. Like, let's say if you were to live stream with like Aquarium Co-op or KG Tropicals or one of the big names and stuff, and like someone like me to like a smaller channel, like how would that work out? Would that be a benefit? Because I feel like that would be kind of like it'd be very nice to do that for some of the bigger channels, but it'd be a good opportunity to kind of help the bigger channels maybe join to the smaller communities and help them do the revenue share. So that might be kind of a plus for that sort of thing. But yeah, I believe there's a way, Jesse, that you can have the comment show up on Facebook through YouTube, but I'm not 100% sure how to do that. Because I think as long as it's public, it should. When you go live in your event, people will also be able to watch the live video on your event. Yeah, I know that. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't see anything in particular about, I think as long as it's public, we should be good, but we'll find out. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this second auction I've been to. And Ed, I'm hopefully that you can come up to me and just say hello. So that way I can see you face to face and we can chat for a little bit, maybe sit next to each other during the auctions. I am bringing some OBs. I'm bringing Dragon Blood, and there's also going to be some Golden Mbunas too. And every bag that I'm bringing is 1 male to 4 female, because that's like one of the best ways I can try to make a little bit of money off of the females, just because of them being a breeding group. That it'll be a lot more helpful for me and for the person who's getting it from the auction from me. So. Did you really? Oh, Jesse, you gave in, didn't you? You gave in, man. The funny thing about that is, now that you bring that up, it's so funny how it's just irony that you brought that up. Because I was just talking to my wife right before I came down here, and I told her, I was just like, man, I like Restream. It's okay. It's the closest thing I can get to StreamYard. But like hands down, StreamYard is by far like the most user-friendly, the most convenient, and one of the best programs I've used out of everything I've used so far. I have yet to try OBS Studio maybe in the future, because I think my friend Tim and I, we're going to try to do something or plan something in the future. Not probably in the near future, but probably a little down the road. I know I got a little bit of different plans as well, but yeah, I'm going to need some help with that whenever we start up OBS Studio. So that way we can kind of figure out together as we go along, either separately at each other's house, or we can kind of go through everything. So that's kind of the plan of what we want to do. But yeah, it's just funny that Jesse, you brought that up. It makes me laugh because of the fact that my wife and I were just talking about it, and just like, man, StreamYard is just so user friendly. Like, and it really sucks to pay that much money, but like it really all comes down to you get what you pay for. And Restream's nice, it's not too bad, but it is only $720 on here for Restream, unless you pay for like I think it's $50 here as well. But there's a big learning curve with OBS, and it has more features. But my buddy Tim, Jesse here, Shadow Shrug, that's my buddy Tim. He's been using OBS more than I have, and I've used it. I think when I very first started streaming is when I started using OBS, and it was before I even knew what StreamYard was or anything. It was just one of those things that I bought a laptop at Best Buy, and they said, we'll install OBS for you, and you can go from there, because I told them what I wanted to do. And it was just what was installed. And I tried it a couple of times, and it was like a big eye opener for me, kind of like using DaVinci Resolve to edit videos on my computer instead of using my phone. There's a huge learning curve to that. And DaVinci Resolve is like way more professional than what I need and what I can handle, because the stuff that you can do on there is just absolutely amazing. And I don't even know how to do some of that stuff, but I do enough that I'm happy with what I put out when I use the DaVinci Resolve. But yeah. NC says that Google your business name and you'll be directed to my site. I believe. Oh, sorry. This is Ed's comment. Sorry, I read that wrong. But yeah. I do like the features on there with OBS too, but let's see. I was doing the, what do you mean by 16? I was doing the 16 or 19 restream. What do you mean, Jesse? What do you mean by 16 or 19? What's up, man? Raising fishes. What's up, Scotty? I was just briefly discussing some small updates. Nothing in particular about my fish room, but where I've been the last couple of weeks. Long story short, I was in Florida visiting my folks, and then I worked the next week. So the last 2 weeks I've been kind of MIA, doing having a wonderful vacation, and then playing catch up with all my fish stuff, and then going back to work. So everything's happy, everything's healthy. Oh, and my brother, I don't know if he's listening in on this right now, but I think my dad's in here right now. I haven't seen my mom yet, but I let my dad know, and even my mom, that everything, I think there maybe been a couple baby fishes that might not have made it, but overall, like, my brother came down here and came and fed the fish once a day. And that worked out really well. No one died, everyone survived, and everything's happy and healthy. And I had no issues with filters, no issues coming back home to any, knock on wood, of course, but like no catastrophe or anything. And I was gone for a week. So my brother was nice enough to come down here and feed the fish while I was gone. So that worked out really well. So I can't thank my brother enough for helping me out with that. It's great to have close friends and family around to help someone out whenever they need to, especially with a fish room like mine. Monthly cost. Okay. That's what you mean. Okay. Got it. Let's see here. The 186 element. Thank you for the subscription, like, and the algorithm. I appreciate it. How's it going? Thanks for coming in. And Mr. Branton, the party can now start now that you're here. Between you and Jesse. Well, you just got out of the hot tub. Visiting family in Minnesota. Nice. I'm sure it is lovely over there. But thanks for coming in, 186. I appreciate it. Let's see here. Cecil's in here. Branton's in here. Yeah, I have another camera, Jesse. So this is, I can do this here. Hold on a tick. I'm down below. Whoop. Sound now, though. I'm assuming you can hear me now, right? And because now I'm here in the corner. And I don't know how to get rid of me. Lost audio. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it seemed like I lost audio whenever that happened. Restream. It's really weird to figure this out. That's why I StreamYard. Can you guys hear me now? Sound back. Okay. So when I switched to the other camera, I don't know how to get rid of this corner camera. I can remove. There we go. Can you guys hear me? It takes a minute to figure this all out. Jesse says mirror this cam. All right, cool. Yeah, it's a little bit of a figuring this whole thing out. I have, let's see here. Video. So if I go, I'm on the Logitech. So for this cam link, mirror this camera. kind of like that. That way you can flip it around so you can see my sign. Can you guys still hear me? Let me know. Hey, MNC, how's it going? Sweet. Good deal. Brandon says get to work. All right. RJ. RJ, thanks for coming in. He says, Brandon, get to work. I did leave the link in the chat. I wonder if I could pin that on here. I think I had to go to YouTube to pin that. But this is a Show Me Your Tanks episode. So I will copy this link, and then I think I have to pin it through YouTube if I'm not mistaken. So anyone that wants to come up and hang out for a bit and show us what you got, give us some updates, then we can go from there. Let me pin this here. Pin message, well, bam. Got it. So I will leave that pinned for you guys, so that way I don't have to keep posting it. So you guys can come and hang out for a little bit. I've never done backstage with Restream before, so I know okay, cool, it's pinned, great. So with StreamYard, I always see them on the bottom here, and I'm used to seeing it, and I know what to do and everything and how to set it up. But with Restream, I've never done the inviting guests before. So, David, welcome in. I'm planning to join you maybe for a little bit tonight. I know your stream's coming on, so I appreciate you coming in and showing some love. See ya, M&C. Thanks for stopping by for a little bit. I appreciate it. Been a pleasure, as always. So yeah. Anyone, if is NC, are you coming up, Mr. Plecko, to share us your new updates and everything? You're more than welcome to. I think I'm done with all my updates for now. It's been pretty busy here. Everything's alive and kicking. My Jesse, it seems like you were talking about your 300-gallon. So you starting to fix your leak on that then? Did I see that earlier before we started? Those are nice emojis, Jesse. You know, just saying, if people join and become a member, you can get those emojis just like Jesse has. Just saying. Give me 5 minutes, he says. Peanut butter toast. Okay, sounds good. Peanut butter toast. I usually put honey on my toast or butter and cinnamon on my toast. Brandon, thanks for stopping by. Says you got to run, dinner time. Just wanted to say hello and leave a like. Joe messaged me on what our topic is going to be on the 13th. Yeah, I want to stick with our topic. If you haven't left yet, if you have, it's fine. I know I had to scroll through here. Let's see here. Let me look at the topic here. I was going to say, Jesse, are you still in here? I can let you know the topic real quick. Okay. You crawled out of it. So you were actually like inside your tank. That's cool. So you're kind of like moving forward. That's awesome. Lots of babies. Let's see. Paychecks are bipolar too. Half the government, half to myself. Yep. Story of my life. Story of my life. All right, Brandon. Brandon, the topic is, I found through our I just scroll up pretty far in our text message, but I was saying that mistakes new fish keepers make and how to avoid them would be our topic. So on the 13th of April, I believe is what we decided. I think is what I saw. March, April the 13th. Yeah, that's Sunday. So what mistakes new fish keepers make and how to avoid them is our topic. So I'll have to get that scheduled, Brandon, so that way we keep up to date on that. So yes. I haven't scheduled it yet, but whenever I get off here, either today or tomorrow, at least some point this weekend, I'll get that scheduled. So that way it's in there so people know about it. But yeah, I feel like that was a good topic, and we both thought that was a really good thing to discuss. And then we can go from there. So yeah. All right, Brandon, have fun with your family. Eat something good. Save some ice cream and desserts for me. We had some pretty good desserts at Florida. Their portioning at the place I stayed at, where my parents are at. The portionings were just phenomenal. So I was very happy with it, and the food was great. Okay, thank you, Jesse. I did post it to the Fish Fam link. And I did it through Discord as well, but I only did it through the announcements. I said just put a message on your. I like this too. All right, Brandon. Yeah, take care, my friend. Have some good dinner. Eat some steak and have a beer or two if you or have whatever you feel like having for dinner. I like this one. What about old fish keepers' mistakes? You know, it's surprising that I haven't heard a whole lot personally of like people who've been in the hobby for a long time, of people who admit to their mistakes. And it honestly, in my opinion, it does happen, but I haven't heard any lately from my experience. But, you know, it's sometimes that's why I like doing these Show Me Your Tank series. If we get some people to join in and hang out for a little bit, we can all learn from each other. And sometimes even the people that have been around for a while can learn something from the people who've only been around for a few years, like me. And that's what makes this hobby great. But we all make mistakes. It happens. Hey, what's up, Mom? Everyone said hi. This is my mom. I was just talking about how the last 2 weeks have been busy for me. We had a great time in Florida. My daughter enjoyed the beach. She did good on the flight. We had a great trip, and then I came back to work for a week. So it's been busy. See you later, Brandon. Honey is best for your immune system. Yeah, I try to have not really like I do get store-bought honey, but a lot of times I try to stick with more of like the people that grow it themselves, or not grow it, but make it themselves through like. There's one guy at work that he does it, and he makes like different jellies. He makes his own syrup and like honey and stuff. So the people that know how to do that, I try to get it from them. And some of the local, like not like your big stores, but like your local stores, they actually make honey, I guess, better for your immune system, like you said. But I don't know. I like honey. I've always liked honey. I put it in like smoothies. I put it on toast. I put it on anything bread related, like biscuits and stuff. So Mrs. No, not Mrs. P. Tag, but Mama P. Tag's in here. Yeah, great value. Yeah, sometimes I'll get that, but I try to stick with the good ones. Like the local stores. I keep wanting to say local fish store to get some honey because it's just in my brain that I want to say local fish store. Yeah, I just went to my local fish store and got some honey that they make there. All right, so it looks like we have someone. Is this NC Pleco? It shows up on the right-hand side, I guess. So let me see if I can figure this out here. I don't like how Restream does this. I like seeing the camera better done on the bottom when someone comes in. Restream does it like over here on this corner here. So let me see if I can figure this out. Thanks, Jeffro. Appreciate it. Yeah, my brother helped me build this setup. Yeah, everything in here, everything in my Mbuna tank, everything is real rock. Mr. Perfect. All right. Well, NC, I thought you were in here. You left. Oh, there you go. Let's see if we can figure this out here. NC, let me know if you're ready to go, and then I'll bring you up so we can hang out with you for a little bit. Thanks for coming in, Jeffro, by the way. Let's see here. Got 17 people watching. And how many likes do we have on here? We have 7 likes and 16 people watching. Come on, guys, get with the program. NC Pleco's having difficulties. No problem. Take your time. Come on, guys. We got 17 people watching, 16 or 17 people watching right now, and we only have 7 likes. This is ridiculous. I expect more from you guys. I'm just kidding. I know Jesse was the first one in here, and he liked it immediately. Just saying. And he's a member. Jeffro, he says, you normally go live on Fridays. I feel like I never see you much anymore. Jeffro, the reason why I haven't been on the past couple weeks is because I went to Florida for a week, and then I went back to work for another week. So I haven't been on much. And the other reason is, long story short, my work schedule is 12-hour days, swing shifts. So I basically have to schedule my live streams kind of on the fly within the same day or a day before, because of my schedule is it just bounces around so much that I kind of have to figure out my home life schedule, my fish maintenance schedule, and then my work schedule, and try to put that all into effect before I schedule my live streams. Now, for example, like Branton, that we're doing a scheduled live stream in April, I can post that in advance, but I haven't done anything with anybody else schedule wise in a while. So it's hard for me to do it, like, because my schedule, long story short, is different. Like, it's never like a Monday through Friday or Tuesday through Saturday or something like that. Like, there's some days where I might work and there's some days where I won't. So, and I can't have a set day because my schedule always runs into a set day anyways. I could set up a set day in general, but I'm never like going to make it for that set day. So I might, if I do a set day and keep it at the same time, the same day, there's certain days where I'm not going to be able to make it due to my work schedule. So I have to do it on a different day. Let's see here. Is NC in here? NC looks like he's in here. See 16 likes. Okay, so maybe I just need to update. I see 7 likes, so let me update. Aha, 17 likes and 15 watching. There we go. I just had to refresh the YouTube. Thank you for the update. I appreciate it. Watch time on both. Salient Unfiltered. Is that for your what the heck, work? What the heck is that? Oh, I know. It's your honeydew list. That's right, Scotty. Yep. Yeah, so that's kind of. Oh, I'm back here. Okay. NC is here. So let's bring him up. Makes sense. Because 12-hour swings is brutal. Yep, it definitely is. Jesse. Unfiltered. I was just telling Dad, Mom, that how'd your fish do while you were in Florida? My brother came in once a day and fed the fish, and there was a couple of smaller fish that passed away. My brother told me about, but otherwise, anything bigger than your real small ones, everything survived. Everything did great. No filter problems. No, everything went great. All the fish survived. So let me bring NC up here. Let me see if I figure out how to do this. Here we go. All right. What's up?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, well, I can hear you.
Okay. I
Welcome
don't know
in.
if Ed's still back here, but
I don't know. Not sure.
because I did an interview with Greg Sage a while back. If you didn't see
Okay.
that video. It's an old video. Very old video.
Got it. We'll have to look into that. Maybe if one of the moderators could find that video and post it in the chat, that'd be fantastic.
If you can make me moderator, I can put the links up there too. I'm not gonna do anything stupid.
Should I trust you to be a moderator?
Well, what I was doing was I was putting up all my prices.
Okay.
So that if I forget my prices, because I do my orders by email. I told you that last time. I
Yes.
don't do them by shopping cart because that stuff. I want to interact with the customer,
Yep.
until it gets really big. Then I'll start to go to shopping cart.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I always forget my prices, so I put up the prices on here for all my fish.
Trying to find your name on the chat. Oh, there it is. Okay. Let me add you.
You want me to start it?
Go for it.
So let's go to this tank first. We have in here a pistogramma orange flash.
Nice.
That's one of the males, and that's one of the other males. Don't know why I have two males in here. I separated them, but they probably jumped. Yeah, why do I have two males in here?
Those dorsal fins are real noticeable. Like they're really bright, vibrant orange.
Yeah, maybe there was a non-dominant male in here that somehow got in here. Because I usually separate my young. But looks like there's two dominant males now. So I gotta get them out. Alright, you know what this is.
Oh yeah, we all know.
I love them.
Are you selling axolotls then too?
No, I'm not. I
Okay.
don't want to breed him. I just want to keep him because he's been through a lot. He had a rough life.
Okay.
But what I'm gonna do now is we got this. So we're gonna give him a little feeding, if that's okay.
Yeah. Let's see it.
All right. So let me get the worm out of here. It's hard to do it with only one hand because the other hand's holding the camera.
Yeah, it's always a challenge whenever you're trying to do something live and multitask at the same time.
Okay, I put the lid down. I keep a lid on here because you never know.
Yep.
It's kind of hard. He's kind of nervous, but when he sees the worm, he's going to come out.
Playing the shy game, huh?
Yep, he is. Here he comes. Here he comes. There it is. And then he's just going to waddle back in there. So cute. I love him.
Now, is that their main course for feeding is night crawlers then?
Yeah, night crawlers every day.
Okay.
One night crawler every day. Look at him munch that thing down.
Nice.
And in the axolotl tank, I also keep some plants. So
What's the one on the right? The one on the right reminds me of asparagus.
It's bamboo.
Okay.
And what I did here is axolotls like to dig, and I don't want them to get to the aqua soil.
Okay.
So I put it in a pot, put an aqua soil, and then put the plants in.
Nice.
So that's what he's still munching on that thing.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's get to the main part, the fish.
And you got a website then, right? You got when did this start up?
I started like 2 weeks ago. Just got
Okay.
it done. It's NC Pleco K Ver, not NC Pleco K Vers with the S, no S, because sadly.
And everyone else know that you do have a Discord as well. So anyone who wants to join the Discord, you can go to your YouTube page. I think your Discord
it's on there.
So for anyone who doesn't
here we have some shrimp, just some generic shrimp. That one's buried actually, the far one. You can see that yellow spot.
Mm-hmm.
And then got some shrimp up here. There's some baby shrimp at the back, but you can't really see them. Those little tiny spots.
Yep, barely see him back there.
That's baby shrimp. And honestly, these are my prices if you want to find out. They're probably pretty fair in my opinion.
And where did you say you're out of?
I am in Utah.
Okay.
So yeah, and I'll go into the main surprise, the new fish I got. So
Oh,
we
there's
got
tetras?
we got a new breeding project going on. There's barely any information about these guys, so it's kind of hard to breed them.
Okay.
But it's literally just a white skirt, so I'm gonna breed them like a white skirt and see what happens.
Okay. And are those
It's a
a
long,
tetra brand of tetra then? A white skirt
yeah.
tetra?
So
Okay.
I'm gonna put some hornwort in there, and we'll see if they lay eggs.
Alrighty.
They're pretty cool though. They're really cool. I like them.
Yeah.
In here, just did water changes on these. Still clearing up after the crap. We have in here a Pistogramma cacatoides triple red. That's the female.
Okay.
I don't know where the male is. He's back there. You can barely see him right there.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But I his tank was sideways, but I recently got this free tank, so I maximized the space.
Gotcha.
So I stirred a bunch of stuff up, sadly. In here, there's nothing yet, but that's where we're gonna get to. You might have already seen it.
Maybe just to whenever your plecos breed more, you can have an extra tank for them. Maybe.
Yeah, these are another group. I'm gonna separate. I'm gonna chop my colony in half, so that I can get more maximization out of it.
Okay.
Down here, we have chocolate plecos, assorted male plecos, and blue Moscows. You can see that big male right there.
Uh-huh.
And then, let me see if I can find some good fry. There's a bunch of good fry in there. Look at that one. Let me lift the filter. There we go.
Bunch
You
of
can see all
hiders. Uh-huh.
They're bristlenose common pleco fry. So, long story short, I was trying to. So, you know the calico pleco?
Yep.
It's a mix between a super red and a brown.
Okay.
So, I tried to create my own calico strain and it didn't end up that well because look at what it turned out to be.
Yeah.
So I kind of ditched that project. I still have the male and female in here, and if they breed, they breed. But not high hopes for them right now.
Okay.
But, you know, if they breed, I'll get the fry out and sell. Here's the male blue Moscow.
Okay.
They hide in all this plant, so you don't really see them that often.
What are the names of your plants in here?
Hornwort, Sagittaria, I don't know. I don't even know.
Okay.
Oh, that's a nice shrimp. You can see the eggs on it.
Oh, the red one there?
Yep.
Yeah, inside. Yep, I see him.
Oh, there's the male. Male's come out. There he is. Pretty.
Now, how many eggs do you get out of those shrimp, like per hatch?
I have no idea. I just started shrimp actually.
Man, look at the fins on that thing.
Yeah. I think you only do Africans, right? You mainly do Africans.
And back to his hiding spot.
Okay, so no South Americans. You should get into
Okay.
some South Americans. They're real cool.
Very nice.
All right, main show. I recently got a shipment. If you haven't seen the new video, I have a new video out. There was long delay and all that crap, and it sucked. But I got a package from Greg Sage, Select Aquatics.
Did you see? You see what Ed said?
Yep, I saw that.
Okay.
Yep, that's what I did. I did Calico Super Red, and they're mainly brown, but there is some calico in there. But I'm trying to make that gene a bit stronger by breeding the calicos to the calicos. Maybe getting an outside source.
Okay.
But in here we have some green dragon plecos.
Nice.
Some really nice green dragon plecos.
Now, did they get the same size as like a bristle nose then?
Yeah. They stay a bit small. These are the short fin variety I got from my friend Greg Sage from Select Aquatics of Colorado.
Okay.
Ed works with him. He does all the goodie odds.
Okay.
But these are really nice, and sadly, Greg Sage told me in one of his emails that he might be discontinuing the green dragons and putting them on to other breeders.
All right.
So I might keep the line going. We'll see. But this is their little tank. You got hornwind there. I just got a bunch of dither fish or whatever.
Yep.
I honestly, these fish are just randoms. I get like one singular black neon tetra.
Uh-huh.
Someone says Raisin Fishies says, "Oh, MC has to start the tour all over. I missed all. Take the call from my daughter. Dang. I can go fast again if you want."
We can all watch the replay.
Well, he's nice,
Yeah. Got some nice barbs on him.
and he's got that nice golden color.
Oh, he says, like I said, green dragons. Hi,
Yeah,
Caleb.
I don't know. Greg Sage says he's gonna keep like 1 or 2 breeding groups, but
Uh,
his production has gonna go down, and he's gonna give it out to other people to take
Okay.
over. Because he wants to focus more on the Odessa barbs and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's basically it. That's the fish room for now.
Okay. Seems
Yes,
like
I have seen.
you're moving and progressing fairly well then. Now that
I
you got
am.
your website up and you can get that rolling and go from there. So
Yeah, so if you
Nice
guys
update.
want to check me out, am I a mod now so that I can post a
yes,
link?
yes,
Okay,
you can
I'll
post
post
it
a
on here.
link. ncplecocaver.com. It's awesome.
You've seen the longfin green dragons. I don't know.
Yes, I have. I have. These are heterozygous fish, so I should get long fins from this.
Okay. Very nice. Well, nice for the update. It's nice to see what the progression has been. You've been on here a couple times, so it's been nice to bring you on just about every time to see what the updates are, and
Oh yeah.
it's been a story for you so far. So,
Yep. All right. Thank you so much, Joe.
yep, you're welcome. Appreciate you coming on.
I'll see you guys.
All right, take care. We'll see you in there.
Bye.
Let's see if I can figure this thing out now. Hey, there we go. This whole restream thing is a little weird, guys. Let me see if I can flip the other camera on, unless you guys want me to keep my sign. I think I might leave this one up, because whenever I tried to switch to the other one, hey, look, there's 2 of me. Audio. Yeah, we'll just leave this one on. You lost audio on that one, but anyways, I like seeing NC Pleco Caver stuff because he's got a nice operation that is progressing, and I really hope whenever we continue this series, or I guess I should say when I continue this series of Show Us Your Tanks, that we can see all his updates, as things come and progress for him as well. And I wish him the best of luck. So I appreciate him for coming in here. Anyone else who wants to come join in is more than welcome. I think that is still pinned. Yes, it still is. So, yeah, thanks for sharing, NC. Ed, you got to make sure to say hello to me tomorrow. I'm going to be bringing in some fish, so I'm hoping that Ed, have you ever been to the Youngstown one at Lake Milton? Oh, here's the website too, everyone, by the way. I know you guys probably can't click it on here, but there's his website for NC. MC, I thought you were heading out. You're back in, huh? Thanks for hanging out for a little bit. Looks like you changed your mind or something happened and you're like, oh, I got some more time. Yeah, Ed, I was curious if you had ever done the Youngstown Aquatic Society or Youngstown Society for the, if you ever done this fish auction before. And if you have, because this is my first time doing it, maybe you can give me a little bit of insight for tomorrow. Yes, I agree. RJ, I like seeing this as well. I think it kind of helps kind of rejuvenate all of us into the hobby. If we tend to, get, behind because of life, or if we kind of get, I do tend to get lazy every now and then with my filter maintenance. So I try to keep up on that. But it kind of helps us whenever we see the younger generations. It kind of helps us stay in the hobby and make us think, oh, you know what? Now that I saw his video and now that I've seen this guy and he's been doing a fish room and stuff, it kind of makes me want to start a fish room or get a fish tank, or, oh, hey, I'm behind on my maintenance, or, hey, what he had in his fish room is really neat. So I might, go and get me some of those, some of those shrimp or plecos or whatever, the next person may be, sort of thing. Okay. Killing time. We're working on a new stream idea. MNC, I thought you and I were going to do a live stream together at some point. Was that something you still wanted to do, either on my channel or on yours? Either or, it don't matter to me. Because I think if not, I'd like to do that maybe at some point. Maybe we could get something worked out in the future. But if not, that's okay too. I've seen some of your live streams before, and you're always in with a group of people, usually with quite a few people that are around quite a bit. Like with Curtis Skull, with oh shoot, I can't think of his name. You seem to be with like a lot of the same group of guys, that are nice to hang out with for a little bit. Ed said that you'll enjoy it. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, one of these times I'm going to have to join in. A lot of times when I'm in the chat, though, I'm usually doing other things, or I'm at work, killing time on a night shift. Kind of like what you're doing, just killing time working on a new live stream idea. But yeah, I'll join in at some point. MNC, would you be interested in doing a live stream together at all? If you want to, great. And if not, oh yeah, Jeff Kane. That's what I couldn't think of the name of. Tip of the tongue, man. Tip of the tongue. Yeah, Curtis, Jeff Kane. But yeah. Let's see here. This looks like it's a let's see here. Looks like there was a JNN's been slacking. Looks like there is a Twitch chat on here. I don't know if this is real or not. I'll bring this up, but it looks like it's not showing on YouTube. But that might, I'm not sure if this is real or not, because I do have a Twitch, but I'm fairly new to Twitch, so you gotta get his lives back going too. Well, no better time than the present, my friend. Slacker. Just kidding. Those are my co-hosts. Fair enough, my friend. Fair enough. So anyways, anyone else that would like to join in, you're more than welcome to. There's not a whole lot left for me to discuss per se. I did some little bit of updates, in the beginning of this, so whoever who watches the replay of it, we'll get those updates. Fish room, not a whole lot going on at the moment. But I'm really excited to go to this fish auction tomorrow. Got to get up early and start bagging fish. So round 2 of me doing this. So I hope it seems like this Youngstown fish auction is a little bit bigger than the OCA. So it'd be kind of interesting to compare this to OCA and which one was easier. As far as drive wise, it's easier for me. And I'm hoping like the organization is just as well as the OCA was. I would assume so, since that's what Ed told me, that it should be a good time. So I expect greatness for this auction and to be a success for me and for everybody else. So I'm looking forward to it. Let's see here. M&C New idea is in my community page. Get with me, Joe. We can work something out. Sounds savvy. Sounds savvy, my friend. Yeah, I think we connected on Instagram a while back, so maybe I'll connect with you on that. Maybe after the live stream's done. Bagging and p-tagging. I might have to say that on the whenever I bring in my fish tomorrow. I actually did something smart this time, and it took me a couple of trips to the home department store, the Home Depot. But last time I was by myself, and this time I'll be by myself as well. But one thing that really sucked, and it didn't really help at all either, that the roads were absolutely terrible when I went to the OCA, is it was snowy and rainy, and I had to park far away from the entrance doorway, and I had 3 boxes of bagged fish, bagging and p-tagging. And I had to carry them all in by myself, one at a time, unload everything, take everything back out, box one by one. And, I wouldn't think this would happen, because people are, generally are pretty genuine and pretty, we're all here to enjoy ourselves, going to the auctions and have a good time together and have some fish and stuff. But, yeah, I was going to say about 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, I was going to do the same thing, because it took me I got 12 bags, 5 fish in each bag. And it took me every bit of like 3 to 4 hours to do so. But yeah, going back to my story, is that it just sucked carrying the box, back and forth. And I would think that no one would, steal anything. But then, of course, if I asked them, hey, can you watch over these? And people were nice enough, that were with the organization, with OCA, said, yeah, just leave it right here. We'll just keep it underneath this table for you. So that way you're carrying boxes back and forth. But this time I went to Home Depot. I got a flatbed cart. So that way I can roll all the boxes in on one cart, take all the bags out, register, and then I can take my cart back to my truck and lock it up. So this is going to be a huge bonus for me, so that way I can take everything all at once, bring everything all at once, and then bring it back in. Because last time it kind of sucked, especially when it was snowy and raining. It was like cold, and it was just a disaster. But it ended up being okay, though. Jeremy says, am I going to OCA this year? I plan on it. I have to see the dates on it. But ever since I met Ben Ochart, the very first time I went to the OCA, and I've met him a couple times now, I've been trying to go to each one as long as it abides to my schedule. Jeremy, when is the OCA? I haven't looked it up in a while since the last one. Ed says people are friendly and welcoming. That's how the OCA one was too. And I would expect nothing less. I'm really looking forward to it, because it seems like I'm going to see some familiar faces from the last auction, and then I'm also going to see some new faces to meet. And I'm hoping that maybe I'm going to bring some stickers, and I'm going to put my price tag stickers on the bags. So that way each person that gets a bag from me, they're going to get a sticker as well. So that'll kind of help maybe someone wants to check out my YouTube channel. So I think that'll work too. Ed says he uses a big ass cooler on wheels. That works too. Yep. I mean, that's what Jesse, that's what Ben Ochart says. When I first started joining his channel, whenever I first started YouTube, he was like, oh, price tag, it sounds like a business or something like that. I said, do you have stuff? And I said, well, no, not yet. So I mean, Price Tag Aquarium is perfect name to sell fish. There you go. Okay. See you, Scotty. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. Hope we'll see you tomorrow. I'll make sure to stop by and say hello, since I don't know what you look like. But thanks for coming in. Let's see here. Jeremy says that's why I thought it was in November 21st. There, I went last time. So Jeremy, when we go this year, let's see. Now I'm curious. May, June, July, August. My work schedule. It's the same 28-day rotation, so I can literally go to my work schedule and know if I'm working those days. November 21st to the 23rd. I'm off that weekend. So it looks like I am going, sir. Then I will see you there, Jeremy. I am off that weekend. So I will put that on my calendar. Actually, I'm going to do that right now that you mention it. So that way I don't accidentally cover a shift and then realize, oh, that was stupid of me. The 21st. Let's see. OCA. Save. Got it down, my friend. Thank you for letting me know. Yep, I know. Yeah, Strongsville is where it's been for a while, I think. Jesse says that I could never sell fish, as I would be sitting there looking at my fish, feeling bad about it as I raised them. Yeah, that was one thing that was tough for me when I went to this first auction, Jesse, is you kind of have to get over the fact of being attached to some of these fish, especially when like it's neat to see some of these males, even though they're young, some of these males will start to show like the OBs, they show a little bit of color, even at a young age. There's some fish in here, like the lemon jakes aren't showing color, the lithobates, the sulfur-head lithobate haps, they're not showing any color, and they're like 3 inches long, and they still don't have any color yet. But like the dragon bloods are like this bright orange. You have these albino dragon bloods that have the red eye, and they have these huge vibrant red spots on their fair colored bodies. So it's like it's hard not to get attached to them, but at the same time, you kind of have to. I think after the first bag or two, it was kind of like one of those things where I kind of felt bad too. But then as I kept going, it was more or less like, all right, let's take the decorations out. Let's take everything out. Let's grab the fish and let's do our thing because we got to get moving. Because if I don't start getting moving, I'm not going to get this done in time. But I get it, though, because it kind of holds a special piece in my heart to know that I've raised these fish from the get-go. Oh, okay. Chattanooga, Ed, John from Select Pet, Whip. Yep, I know Whip. So I'm definitely have to come to your room then for sure. So that sounds fantastic. If you don't mind me asking, Jamie, where are you from? Are you traveling far to go to OCA? The Pittsburgh one? That is next month. You have to, can you leave a link? Or can you do that? I think you might have to be a mod to do that. If not, you can look me up through the social media on my YouTube channel and let me know either through Facebook Messenger, Instagram, or whatever. Or I just might have to be reminded because what are the dates for the Pittsburgh one? And I can look and see if I'm working or not or what's going on. Jesse says, yeah, the time I took 14 and Boona to a local fish store, I felt bad. I get it. But I guess in hindsight, though, Jesse, to get more detailed into this, that this is why I bought the 220 that's still in the other room right now. And I haven't done any updates on that. I bought some more rocks for it, but that's about it. I haven't done any painting. I bought like some pieces of glass to go for the lids. Jesse, just to get back to what I was saying is this is why whenever I started this breeding process, as they got older and the males got older, I would kind of slowly take them out as I find out that they're males when they start coloring up, obviously. And I put them in my temporary, or I should say my permarary tank right now. And I pull out all the males and I put them in this tank. And then when I bring all my 10 gallons out of this fish room and put the 220 in, this would be like a special piece, that's saying, hey, this is the fish that I've raised since they were eggs, and I'm in my whole breeding process. And there's not a single fish in this tank that I've ever bought. So that's what kind of helps me get over the fact of feeling bad for taking fish to fish auctions and local fish stores, because I know I have that one tank that I know that I raised up myself, and I'm going to always keep that forever. Man Max is here. Welcome in, listening from work. Thanks for coming in, Jorge. I appreciate it. That's what I do with a lot of live streams, is listening at work. But he's saying hello to everybody. Let's see here. It's an 8-hour drive. Okay, so that's not too bad then. My cousins are they're in Kentucky. Well, shoot. I can't remember the exact location in Kentucky. It slips my mind. It happens with age. Taylorsville, Taylorsville, Kentucky, I want to say, is where my cousins are from. So it must be well worth it for you to come hang out at the OCA for a few days. So I'll look forward to meeting you then. That's a haul for you. Jesse, you seem like you like the easy green then, more so than anything else. I think that's what you had discussed before, and either was it your live stream? I can't remember. But yeah. Is there anybody else that wants to come join in tonight? About an hour and 11 minutes in. So I can hang out for a little longer. I mean, I don't have anything going on in particular that's pressing, but I don't think I want to go much more than 2 hours. Just because I have to get up early tomorrow morning and start bagging and p-tagging. Thanks, Jesse. See, this is why we join each other's channels, so we can have funny quotes and give each other a hard time. Let's see here. What else is going on, everybody? What else you got? Yeah, the UPS is slow. Yep. That's right. It was a post. Okay. It was overwhelmingly easy green, or put a post on it, which, okay, so put a post out on which one peeps like more. It was overwhelmingly easy green in Thrive. Okay. Yep. I thought it, or over Thrive. Okay. Got it. So easy green was definitely the major pick of that. I think that I've never used easy green. Bagging in. I'm going to use that phrase forever, man. Bagging and p-tagging. I'm going to see how many people I can get to laugh tomorrow whenever I, tell them, is like, yep, this is my bagging and p-tagging. But yeah, like I think at some point I would like to start a fully planted tank, and I want to use that easy green because it seems like a lot of people love using that stuff. And that was actually the first stuff that I ever heard of when it came to fertilizer for plants. Yep. Jesse, how long did it take for your shipment to get to my house, your last one? I mean, that was crazy. I mean, I know it took a while for mine, but I felt like your shipment with the UPS, I felt like that took forever. How many different color variants of OB peacock exist? That is a question I do not know, Jorge. I actually never looked into it, but you're going to make me look into it. I could Google search that if you want me to. I mean, I'm just trying to think in terms of so I'll give you a little bit of insight from my experience without looking anything up before I even Google search anything. Is I had a male OB, and all my females were a lemon jake, a red shoulder, a dragon blood, and let's see, lemon jake. Oh, and an OB, of course. So yeah, an OB, a lemon jake, a dragon blood, and a red shoulder. And majority of these fish have come out like as an OB or like an OB variant. So like it just seems like you could probably come up with so many different OB variants. Like right now on my upstairs peacock and hat tank, I have an OB electric blue Ali. And I didn't know this either, but about a month ago, maybe a little bit longer, but there's actually an OB giraffe cichlid. And I was like, holy cow, I didn't even know that was possible. So like the number on that has to be insane. Jesse, did you Google search that? I like how you put 0.5 in there. That's awesome. Yeah, Jesse, that had to have been like 2 weeks, maybe more. I'm thinking like 2.5 weeks. That's crazy. Bagging and P-tagging. That's going to be my next sticker. Jesse, see what you started now, my friend? Oh, my gosh. Bagging and the most popular ones, yes. Yeah, I just feel like there's so many OB variants out there. It's absolutely insane. Would you like some? I don't know. After this auction, I'm not sure how many. I mean, I have a lot of OBs, but a lot of them are in my 10s and 20 gallons that are small. I'm getting the OBs I currently have now are going to the auction tomorrow. But are you interested in OBs? Because I remember you've asked me about this before, so I was just curious if you were interested in them. I could test out at my first shipment and see if they make it to your place in Arizona. Because the weather is getting a little bit better now, but we still got some cold snaps coming up. So maybe like in about another month, I could do a test run and send you some OBs or something if you're interested. I know you have a lot of your tanks are planted though, so if that's something you're interested in, then just let me know and give me a heads up, and I can do my first test run. Yeah, so I want to set up an OB only tank. So my current setup, Jorge, is that 220 that I have in the other room that's haven't even started yet, other than doing some things here and there. Long story short on that is my primary tank, as a majority of them are OBs with some Dragon Bloods, and there's some other OB variants like Lemon Jakes and Red Shoulders in there as well, which is really neat because you can kind of see the Red Shoulder variant a little bit because the Red Shoulders have like a blue sort of hint to them along with the OBs. So I think it comes out to look really pretty. But I'm also going to add my lithobates in with them as well, the sulfuride lithobates. But a majority of this tank that I have that's going to be this 220, my initial goal for this 220 is to have it done by late spring, early summer. This is why I'm going to these fish auctions, to try to move fish around, and this is the whole purpose of this. But yeah, the majority of the fish that's going to be in this 220 is going to be OBs. And I think it's going to look really neat to see all the different color variations and stuff. Okay, 75 gallon, gotcha. Well, as I keep growing some out, if you want, Jorge, I can save some of the males for you, and I can put them in maybe one of the 20 longs, and I could probably, of the OBs that I get, or whatever I have left, I guess I should say, whatever I have left from the auction, I could try to, because I already have everything written down and have everything kind of like tagged per se, P-tagged for tomorrow in preparation. But I do have plenty of smaller OBs that are in my 10s and 20s right now. So if you want, I could save, a few from my selection, and I could send them out to you. And then we could go from there, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that they make it if you want to. I think that would be a good test run, because that would be crazy to ship fish out from Ohio to Arizona. I wonder how that would. I would really have to look into that. I know that plenty of people told me about Pirate Ship and getting a scale, and then I know I've talked to Skull Aquatics or Curtis. I know he's gave me a lot of insight on what he does and stuff, and fish that he sent out. I don't know his distance per se, if he sent out a lot. I think Curtis has sent out some stuff that have been pretty far, and they've had some pretty good luck for the most part. But hey, what's going on, Alex? I don't think I've seen you in here, but I do know who you are. But thanks for stopping by. My orders, it's working fine. But if you are interested, then just let me know. Like I said, I have a ton of OBs on my 10 gallons right now, and they're only like an inch big or so. So like if in the future at some point, if you're interested, I can do a test run. So that way you could share with your channel maybe if they made it. I think that would be a really cool thing, and kind of I'd be kind of happy to know if that would work out. Shipping fish all the way to Arizona from Ohio, like maybe in like spring to summertime or something, when both of our temperatures are kind of about the same. So I don't have to worry about like a whole lot of heat packs and stuff like that. But then, of course, I don't know if I should have cold packs either. Once the weather, that's why I think springtime might be a good time to do that if that's something you're interested in. But if you're in no rush, we can figure that out in the future. We can always talk in a live chat at some point, in the future. You can just keep in touch with me as time goes on. But I appreciate the interest, and I appreciate the information here in the chat and connecting with me. Let's see. What else do we got going on, guys? I'm going to be bagging and P-tagging tomorrow. Okay. Anything else you guys want to discuss? We have, how many people watching at the moment? We got quite a few likes in, so that's always good. We got 11 people watching and 22 likes. We got some people that came in and for a little bit and came out, some of the usual people, so I appreciate that. Yeah, that sounds savvy, my friend. We'll talk after your event. Yep, that sounds good. So that way you can kind of get an idea, because once after the auction, Jorge, I'm going to be moving fish around, because as I send fish to the auction, then I'll be able to move fish into the tanks that were more empty. And then I can the whole goal is to go from my 10s and then into the 20s. The guys that are in the 20s, I can move to the 40s, and then the 40s, I can go to the 60s. So I'm maneuvering fish slowly, as I'm doing this process to get in preparation for this 220. So yeah, whenever this auction's done and I get all my fish movement around and stuff, then we can kind of connect and go from there. Alex, wow. Shipping fish is easy. Just put about 60% air and 40% water. That's kind of usually what I do when I do the auctions too. Air in the bag, seal it, and box it really good. Make sure to insulate, and in wintertime use heat pads. It does cost a lot to ship though. Most people don't realize that online. I do. I bought fish from Imperial Tropicals. And for me to ship fish from Florida to Ohio, it's $50. No matter if you buy one fish or 50 fish or whatever that may be. But yeah, I do know how expensive it is. Hopefully, I'm planning to go to Aquatica on Sunday with my friend Tim, and he's going to get some fish, and I have some store credit in there that I want to use. So I'm hoping to find something as well. So it's going to be like a busy fish weekend, and I got to do a little bit of maintenance too, probably on Monday. And then I got to go back to work on Tuesday for my hell week, my 3 days and 3 nights. So the next couple weeks are probably going to be pretty busy for me. I might pop in maybe on Monday for a little bit, maybe like during lunchtime for about an hour or so to kind of do like an update on how the auction went. There is another video I got to do, so I might look into that as well. Higer sent me a filter. Jesse, are you still in here? If you're still in here, Jesse, let me know. But yeah, this Higer sent me something a few weeks ago. I did tell him in advance. I was like, hey, I'm going to be gone for a couple weeks, so I'm not going to be able to get to making a video for this product. And I'm not real keen on doing a whole lot of product reviews and stuff for companies a whole lot anymore. But this is one that I decided to, like, they asked me if I wanted to, and I haven't been doing them lately. But this is one that I kind of wanted to do because it did sound like something of interest to me. But I do want to do this review at some point in the near future, so that way Higer's not waiting on me, and I haven't even opened the box yet. So that's one thing I'm going to try to look into on Monday. But I think I want to do an update for sure, like maybe do a short live stream on Monday, like in the afternoon, like early afternoon, like maybe lunchtime or after, to kind of give an update on how the fish auction went. So that should be fun. Jim, what's going on, buddy? How you feeling, man? Hope you're doing at least a little bit better and recuperating and all that. Alex says he had to ship some large silver dollars, angelfish, and a pleco from Massachusetts to California, and it was like $115 out of my pocket. It was like 8 to 9 fish. So I had to eat a loss of about $50 because I only charged like 55 for shipping. Yeah, people have to realize it's not cheap to ship fish at all. Yeah, hikers, like Jesse calls it. Hikers like the what did he call it? Like the doorknob, the guy that goes door to door, like the village doorknob visitor or something like that. I can't remember exact words, but they got a UV sterilizer and a water change pump to review. Okay, yeah, I got to do like a filter. It's like this backpack filter, but it's interesting. I'm good, but I have bad news. Well, if you're comfortable sharing it with us, that's fine, and if not, no big deal. Jim, if you want to come hang out for a little bit, this was supposed to be a like show me your tank series like I've done before, but the only person that's come up is NC Pleco Cavers. I don't think he's still watching, but he came up real quick. If you want to come join, the join button is pinned if you want to come hang out for a little bit. But if you just want to share in the chat, that's great. But if you just want to hang out, Jim, that's fine too. It's been busy for me, and it's going to get busy tomorrow. Jim, I was just telling everyone about a fish auction I'm going to tomorrow, so I got to get prepared for that. Jesse got me started. He must not be in here anymore. Okay. Under the weather a little bit. Well, I hope you feel better, Alex. That under the weather was going around a lot like a couple months ago. Like in the wintertime, it was a really bad winter because like everyone at my work was getting sick. And I actually caught it like really early before the winter actually set in. And it made me feel like I was the one that got everybody sick. But whenever I got sick, I was home. Like it was bad. But I hope you feel better, Alex. Oh, we got Jim coming in. What's happening, man?
Can you hear me?
Absolutely. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, welcome in. What's going on, man?
Thank you. So, the Venusis, it is no longer with us.
That is unfortunate.
Very. She was carrying, and then she wasn't carrying. She wasn't carrying anything, not including herself. I don't know what happened.
So it was holding, and then it just passed away while holding.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And very unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear about that.
I figure I'd let you know.
No, I appreciate it. That's never a good thing to find out, especially when it was holding, and you never actually had fry from her, did you?
I did not. I was trying so hard to get them.
Yeah. I only had a couple of different times where it attempted to have fry, and it just seemed like it was never fertile enough because the eggs were like almost attached to each other, and then they were just floating, and it was never fertile enough to actually come into something. So that was my experience.
Yeah. Well, update on me. I'm walking without a cane and or walker.
Awesome. Get up and down the stairs fine, or?
Up and down the stairs just fine. Been out and about. I can drive. All that happy, good stuff.
Sweet.
The only tank I have that I can physically share right now is sitting right here, and it's a 75-gallon discus tank, and they're all hiding right here in the corner where you can't see them. And there's 2 lemon Oscars down there.
How's your discus tank doing?
The discus are doing fine, the 4 that I have left.
Okay, because I knew you had a hard loss, that we had talked about before, so I was kind of curious as to is everyone else is doing all right since then.
I started out with 8 that were about that big. I got down to 1. Then I ended up getting 2 breeding pairs from Agna Aquatics.
Okay.
And I lost one of the pairs, like one fish of the pair. So I just threw them all in one tank. I said, you know what? It is what it is. If they breed, they breed. If they don't, I'll keep them until they die.
Did Aquatics, did he hook you up, with your loss at all? Or did he help you out? Do you guys do anything with that, or?
There's no need to. It wasn't his fault. I believe it was mine.
Okay. So. Well, I hope the best for your. Yeah, what?
I said George takes good care of me.
Yeah, I know you guys have a long, history. So, despite of whatever happens with fish and vehicles and stuff, sometimes it is what it is, and all comes down to it.
Yeah. You know what, man? He's actually a good dude. He's came out. He's fixed my air conditioner on my house. If he needs help with something, I'll help him.
Yeah.
Actually gave me a part-time job.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. So maybe that'll come out of something then. Are you back to your normal job yet, or are you still off for that?
I am off until the beginning of May.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it sucks. I'm like 6 weeks deep with no paycheck. So
are you working? You're working at Aquatics then with him?
Not yet. No.
Okay. But that's the plan essentially?
Yes.
You have to let me know, and I'll have to stop by and hang out for a little bit.
I will probably end up at his warehouse.
Okay.
Instead of the store.
Okay. Is his warehouse like behind the store, or is it at a different location?
It's in a different location, different city.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know he had a separate warehouse. Is that just where he keeps like extra filters?
Yeah, filters, tanks, other fish, breeding projects, things that he hasn't brought to the shop yet, or things that he's, essentially breeding there. I'm pretty sure he's going to want me to set up and start breeding these red shoulder severums I have.
Uh-huh.
Because I have a bunch of them. I wanted some red shoulder severums, and he got them. But, he basically gave me the ones I wanted, but I had to raise the rest of them.
Okay.
I said, okay.
Well, your severums are doing well. They're in a 29-gallon now. I don't think they needed something bigger than a 10 for sure. So, but they're in a 29 now, and I still have all of them. So they're doing well.
You're going to need something bigger than that soon.
Yep.
They've
probably doubled in size. Are they slow? They're slow growers though too, aren't they?
They grow slow.
Yeah, I thought
Takes them about a year and a half to get to adult size.
Okay.
And then once they start growing, though, man, they get it. And then once they start breeding, it's over with.
Yeah, once I get the 220 done, that my next step is to get the next big tank, and that's where all my Central and South American fish are going to go, because the Geos are definitely going to need a bigger tank than a 55.
Oh yeah.
So they've probably doubled in size, and I think the Acara need a little bit more room too. But I definitely feel for the Geos and the Firemouths, and I think within the next few months they're going to need something bigger. So I'm hoping like summertime is when I can find my next big tank, and hopefully just throw it in there.
I'm going to have to find somebody to buy some of these hybrids off me. I've got essentially about 75 of them.
Wow. You still have a Acara left?
Man, I have 3 electric blue Acara left out of all of my Acara.
Holy smokes, man.
I had something happen and lost the entire tank.
And you have no idea why? And the cycle crash, or the filter stopped working, or?
It was 2 weeks after I had my surgery, and I couldn't go down there.
Man.
Try to save what I could, and I couldn't save, or she tried to save what she could, and she couldn't save, any of them.
Wow.
I mean, I've lost 175 fish total in this whole debacle.
Yeah, man, I'm sorry to hear about that.
I have 3 electric blue Acara left. 2 juvenile and one of my OGs. But I have probably 150 natural blue Acara.
Yeah, the more like the clear, ones.
Yeah, the normal Acara.
Could you breed those with your blue ones and like essentially have your own, or no?
So I don't know if you've watched the episode we did on the Aquatic News Network. I actually took a deep dive into the electric blue Acara. The electric blue Acara is a man-made fish. It is bred with that blue gene that's going to stand out regardless. So if a electric blue acara breeds with one that's just like the standard blue acara, the electric gene is a dominant gene that's going to stick out. So it's always going to be electric blue.
Okay. Interesting.
So I've also have some yellow banded acara in the same tank, and I'm hoping I get some kind of hodgepodge fish there.
Yeah, I wonder how that plays out with like the different fish that I've bred, because there's some fish that I've bred that every time that I've had fry come out of, and I want to say it's more of the imbunas, but for some reason they always seem to carry that, like the female, like if like I had like yellow labs in with other fish that weren't yellow lab males, they always ended up being yellow labs. And whenever I had peacocks, it just seemed like it was like a mix between the two. So that's why when I had the breeder tanks for the peacocks, it just seems like I had more of a mix between the male and female, whereas with the imbunas, they always come out as what the female is. It was really bizarre. I guess each fish is different, I guess, from my experience and my knowledge.
The only thing that I've been able to get to like true line breed are turquoise severums, green severums, and electric blue acara.
Okay.
And Kenny eye cichlids.
Yeah.
I can get those to true line breed. You know what I mean? I can get them to stay on that. But everything else,
Yeah.
I mean, like guppies, I've had them breed with endlers and all kinds of stuff. I've got some guppies downstairs that look like rainbows.
That's pretty cool, though. I mean, there's a lot of color to them.
I just keep chucking different colored guppies in there.
And just to see what color combinations that come out of them.
Uh-huh.
That's cool.
I threw in some, was it black Moscows? I threw in some, a couple of 24 karat golds. I mean, I've thrown whatever in there. Whatever I find, I throw in there.
Yeah. That's always nice to do. At least that everyone gets along and stuff. It's not so easy with African cichlids. You can't just throw whatever you want in there and see what happens.
Yeah, African cichlids are a little rough.
Yeah. You almost have to look into everything, before even combining fish. And even then, you're still going to have a bad egg.
Oh, absolutely.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
But that's all right. I've been doing it this long, and I'm probably still going to continue to do it. So.
Oh, yeah. I have some fish. Fun. I got some fish that bred that nobody knows I have. So
are you keeping that on the DL, or are you gonna? Because I know sometimes you like to keep tanks that no one knows about.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4 tanks that people don't know about.
Okay. A lot of my like upstairs tanks I don't share a whole lot because most of my live streams are down here. So I've shared every one of my tanks upstairs and downstairs, but I don't do a lot of sharing upstairs just because the lighting upstairs is just bad. And even if it was, I kind of feel for you on this to where like some of those tanks up there are kind of like my prized possessions per se. Like I kind of like leaving those as something I like. And I like, get that.
I'm sitting here right now talking to you, and the fish that are to my right of me right here, they're just staring at me. Nobody knows what they are. They're just looking at me like, hey, you going to feed me? And I'm like, no, I fed you already.
Do I know about it? Have you told me about them before? I can't remember because it's been so long.
Nobody knows. One person, 2 people know about these. New Bern
Your
Aquatics. No, she knows about them. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
New Bern Aquatics and Tommy. They the 2 that know about them.
Okay.
So.
Because they've been to has he been to your place then before?
Who?
Either New Bern or Tommy?
No, Tommy's in Texas and New Bern's in North Carolina.
Okay.
I just talk to them more than anybody else.
Right.
I mean, you live close to me and Sean lives close to me, and I talk to them more than both of you guys. You guys are busy.
We're terrible, aren't we?
Hey, it is what it is, man. I'm actually looking forward to doing some fishing this summer if you're game. I mean, we live close enough. We can go somewhere and do some fishing.
Where do you go fishing at? Like Lake Erie?
Man, I haven't been fishing in 5 years, Joe. I couldn't tell you where to go.
We used to do it with my dad a lot at Lake Erie, but now we just go once a year on a charter boat. But if you're up for fishing somewhere, I mean, we used to have a boat, but we don't anymore because of our living situations has changed. But I just take a fishing pole out at your local lakes, like I don't know if you're of like Lake Milton, Berlin, and all that sort of thing. Those are lakes I'm used to around where I'm at. But if there's any lakes that you know of that are fish pool related that you know where some bass are or smallmouth or perch, or not perch, but I should say like crappie and stuff, then I'm game for that.
Yeah, I know. I got a place I want to go fishing at. It's not very. Trying to figure out how to say it. I don't know if it's very safe, and you definitely have to take a pew pew with you.
I've done that before. There's some places even on Berlin that you have to go through some woods and stuff, you know, to get to the special spots that are actually have good fishing spots. I've done that with a coworker of mine where we've gone through some woods, and he always brings his
Pew pew.
small piece with him. Yep.
Yeah, I'll definitely bring mine with me, especially to the place I'm talking about. I swear, it's the neighborhood I grew up in.
Okay.
It's down off of West Third in Cleveland, and you go down next to the glass factory. There's like a little cut walkway. You go down, and you can fish right there. And I mean, dude, I have fished there 5, 6, 7 in the morning. You know what I mean? From midnight. Nobody's ever bothered me, but there's been a couple of times I've had some people come down there and be like, "Hey, what are you doing down here?" And I was unprepared.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Thought the dude was going to rob me. I had a knife, but you know, a knife ain't going to stop a pew pew.
Sometimes the night fishing works really well, though. We've had some pretty good luck with our night fishing before. Sometimes it's better than doing that in the daytime.
It just gives me, you know, some peace and quiet by myself.
Yep. And that's the other thing too. I think is the coworker I go with, he's got a wife and 4 kids and stuff. And, you know, if anyone needs to just get out and just relax, sometimes even if it's a bad fishing day, it's better than a good work day per se.
Oh man, a bad day of fishing is better than any good day of work.
Yeah, I'd rather be out relaxing and stuff than being, you know,
100%
doing the normal thing, you know.
Yes, sir.
I agree.
But I figured I'd jump up here, tell you about your fish. She didn't make it.
I'm no longer buying Venusis from any big box store or anything like that. I usually don't anyways, but it was kind of like a convenience where I tried to replace my Venusis because I know you and I were in talk of hopefully getting some fry from you and then having to have a couple for my tank, you know. So that's unfortunate, you know. But
I would have gave you the whole clutch.
I would have loved it. I was really looking forward to it. That's why I appreciate you bringing it up to me. But at the same time, it's kind of like a little heartbreaking because I was really looking forward to that. But I did buy like a couple of Venuses to see if it would work, and they all died. And they're from big box stores too. I mean, just like these big box stores. I mean, you take them home to your perfectly cycled tank, and you know, immaculate, and everything's great. You know, running for years, and then they just up and die within a week or two.
That is some bad genetics.
Yeah.
That's what causes that. So.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, and it's like nothing happened to them. I don't see any bite marks. I don't see anyone chasing after anyone. So that's kind of what I thought too. There just had to have been something bad that just didn't work out for them.
Yeah, I bought a $75 parrotfish, and it croaked like after a week. I was like, man, you got to be kidding me. And it is what it is.
Most of the big box stores, the only thing that's nice about them that's different from like your local fish stores is if it's within that like 2-week period, they'll give you your money back if you bring the fish back. But a lot of the local fish stores, the only thing that George has done for me is like whenever I had like my Akara, whenever I bought like a bundle of them and like half of them didn't make it, then he went ahead and said, hey, I'll give you a couple more. Don't worry about it, that sort of thing. And then I also bought fish while I was there to kind of say, hey, thanks for giving me some extra fish, you know, sort of thing. So
he was beside himself with what happened with my Walroo, dude, because I bought 12 Walroo off of him. Mm-hmm. And they all died. I mean, he was mad.
That's bizarre.
He wasn't mad at me. He was mad that they died. And I'm like, dude, I'm like, come on, man. You know I know how to take care of fish.
Yep. Yeah. And I know too. I mean, we've had a pretty long discussion between live stream and meeting you in Cleveland or Canton, I should say. You know, I know that you take care of your fish well. So I feel for you for being heartbreaking of your electric blue card passing away and the Venusis and all that, you know, so. I mean, you've done everything you can, right? And you've prepared, you know, for the surgery, you know? So, I mean, and when you're not down there, it's kind of like down here in my fish room. I'm not down here 24/7, or I guess I should say more or less on a regular basis. So if something happens down here, like for example, when I lost all those almost 30 yellowtail, ACA yellowtail. I mean,
Oh man,
that was, I mean, they were probably about 2 inches big or so, but they were still vibrant. They were probably the most vibrant yellowtail I've ever seen. But it was a heater malfunction. And that's when I started changing it and got rid of all my heaters. Long story short, but the night I was down here the night before doing a live stream and everything was fine. Came back the next day, come down to feed the fish and they were all down on the ground. So, I mean, heater malfunction.
I've had the same thing happen to me, man. And I mean, it's unfortunate that it happens, but I mean, what can we do?
Yeah. That's the struggle of the hobby. Sometimes you can't help anything, even if you do the utmost precautions of everything. Kind of like what Ed's saying. He said sometimes that's a lot to do with how farms ship them to stores, major ammonia toxicity.
Correct.
So, and that could be too. Maybe they just got a shipment in, and then I, got something from the store, and then shortly after, I brought it in my home, and next thing you know, they already had an ammonia spike, and by then it was too late. But
that is a very, very good possibility, man.
Yeah.
But
here we are. We keep on trucking.
I've wondered many times, what have I done that I could do different to make these fish last longer?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I don't think I really could have done anything different. But I guess, I could.
That's crazy though. Like there was nothing wrong with their filtration or anything like that with your cars. Like you haven't made heads or tails of it at all.
I lost the last 5 of the batch of Severums you have. I lost a Roseline shark, and I lost 35 Acara.
That's crazy.
So 41 fish in that one total. I lost an entire tank of An entire tank of African cichlids. They're gone. I know why I lost them. That was stupid. The heater malfunctioned.
So I have a question. It just dawned on me. Do you have a well, or is your city water?
City water. Same water as George.
Okay. Yeah, if it's the same water as him and it's city water, you think it wouldn't change. Because I know with well water, a lot of times, and this is why I continue to use, because I've heard that people sometimes don't have to use dechlorinator with well water, but I've kind of heard a 50-50 on it. I always just use it because when the seasons change here, if you have like a more of like a steady season when where you live, you could probably get away with that having a well. But like with the season changing so much and where the water comes out of the ground and stuff, I just do it. And a lot of my metal, is a lot of copper piping because of being an older house.
Yeah.
So, but that's the only thing that dawned on my mind is, even if you have the same city water as George does, I don't know if maybe something happened within the city itself that changed the water, that maybe that could have played a part in it from doing water changes. Or maybe when your wife was down, you're doing the water changes when you were, right out of your surgery. That's the only thing that dawned for me.
She actually found them doing water changes. So when she went down there, they were alive the night before. She went down to do the water change the next day, all gone.
Oh, so this was even before the water change then.
Yeah. Because I did every tank the night, like 2 days before I went under the knife, like that Sunday and that Monday, dude, I did every tank in my house.
I remember that. You were well prepared.
Yeah. I said, you know what? I'm going to give her she'll have at least 2 weeks before she has to do anything with those. That way, the first 2 weeks, she could focus on me.
Mm-hmm.
So
and that's most important, especially to recuperate from a surgery. I mean, get all that done before, your surgery is done.
Not going to lie, dude. The night before my surgery, I had to be there at 7:00 in the morning. I think I left a fish room at 3:30.
Mm-hmm.
Came up here, hopped in the shower, went to bed. Got up, went, had my surgery, almost died, came home.
Yeah, this one was a little bit more rough on you than the last hip surgeries too. So,
I actually coded on the table. They had to bring me back.
That's rough.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Yeah, what was expected to be a short term, like you said with your first hip surgery, this one
First one
didn't
was a
go.
breeze, man.
Yeah, I was thinking, oh, this should be easy. You should be up and at 'em within a couple weeks.
Yeah, the last one I was up and walking around the first day like it was nothing, man. Not this one. This one was murder. And I think it was because it's the fact of it's my dominant leg. You know what I mean? I'm right-handed.
Okay.
So, and he actually told me this hip was worse than the other one.
Yeah, you don't really know that until you get into it and you're like, oh wow, you were probably experiencing the pain too, worse than the last one, I would assume.
No. It was bad, but not as bad as the last one. The last one was terrible, dude.
Wow, that's crazy. You'd think it would have been worse this time around, for being at surgery.
There you go.
So. Is that the x-rays before or after? Or?
That's both new hips after.
Oh my goodness. So brand new.
Brand new. With a lifetime warranty or lifetime guarantee. I'm like, yeah, we'll see if they last a lifetime. I'm like, I got $20 as they're junking 20 years with the line of work I do and the size of me. You know what I mean? I'm a big dude.
Yeah.
That's going to change, though.
For the best. Expect the worst, but hope for the best, right?
Absolutely. That's going to change, though. The big guy's going to not be as big anymore. I've already lost 13 pounds.
Well, that's a positive note. A buddy of mine that I hung out with, he's lost quite a bit of weight, because he's changed his whole lifestyle too. And it's, he's a little bit bigger too. And I said, hey, the more the merrier, and the more that you can take care of yourself, the better off you'll be. But it's just sticking with it. That's the hardest part. I mean, I can relate just me because I played basketball about a month ago. And that was the first heavy exercise I've done in a long time, probably in a few years. And you don't realize how out of shape, even for, someone that's built like my size, you don't realize how out of shape you are running around until you're done. You feel it the next few days, like, oh my God. And next thing you know, well, I'm not in my 20s anymore. I'm getting older and my body doesn't recoup as fast. And it comes with age and it comes with time and experience,
Absolutely.
But
my goal is to ride a bike. I know that sounds really, like a really lame goal, but I want to ride a bicycle again. I used to enjoy going to the toll path and riding the toll path. I would ride it for hours, dude. We've
got quite a few bike trails around where I live, and we're actually running down the road. It's actually a nice trail that's half of it's asphalt, so it's kind of nice and it's not dirted or anything, but I think that's nice to get out because it gets you away from everything and you can just go venture out and go on long trips and not have to worry about anything. Do you have a bike at home that you can kind of use in the meantime?
I have a exercise bike, and I and believe it or not, it's a really, really, really nice one, and I garbage picked it. Dude, I live in a neighborhood where these people throw out stuff that is really nice.
Okay.
Around the corner from me the other day, I was going to the store. I watched a guy walk out and set it in the trash. It's almost brand new, 20-gallon log, a Title 110,
really?
a Python gravel vac, the lid, and there was 2 Kenwood surround sound speakers with
it. That guy was just getting rid of everything, wasn't he?
I threw it right in the back of the van. I said, you know what? I really don't like a 20 long, but I'll plant it and put some fish in it. Because I have other fish coming. I'll tell you after, one of these days when it's just me and you shooting the breeze.
Yeah.
But there's my fish room is changing drastically.
Yeah, mine is too, just for my preparation of my tank. But I'd like to hear your story, outside of live stream.
Yeah, it's not a good story.
Fair enough, but
it's a tragic one.
But life changes, you may not, I'm always going to be in the fish keeping hobby. I don't think this is ever going to leave me. I think you and I've had a discussion about this before in Canton, but I don't think this hobby will ever leave me, even if I slim down to just a few tanks. But it all depends, sometimes life changes and you have to do things of what works best for you. So I get it.
100%, man. I've got way too many tanks running right now.
Yep. That's my thing too. the whole braiding process, long story short, and for everyone else who doesn't know that's still on here on this live stream, that it's been a lot of fun. It's been so much fun doing this breeding process. I've had a blast doing it, but I can't do it anymore.
It's too much work.
It is. And I like doing the work and it was enjoyable, but now that I've run out of space and run out of tanks, that's why I'm going to these auctions and stuff and moving from, I told Ash, my wife, my main goal is it was originally like the end of spring to early summer, but it may push into like late summer to only have probably roughly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I think 10 tanks down here, 10 to 12 down here, and then my few upstairs. And they're all going to be bigger tanks is my goal.
I've already sold 8 of my tanks.
Okay.
So that takes me from I'm well under 60 tanks now.
Well, that's good. 60 is quite a lot to handle.
I'm not going to keep anything other than what I have up here. I'm not going to keep anything under 75. Except for the 220 longs are going to be Planet, and I have killifish that are coming for them.
My whole goal is to eventually have nothing smaller than 55 is my max for small, and that's these 2 back here behind me. So those will always stay. But I'm always going to keep 220 longs because I love the footprint for those. And I'm going to keep them for quarantine purposes, for new fish or sick fish of that nature, that sort of thing. And then everything's going to be bigger.
I have 110 tanks in my room. It's another full time. Jesus.
Holy smoke, Ed. And you're going to a fish auction tomorrow? That's crazy, man.
At one time, I was at 72 tanks.
I'm at like 30-ish, I think, right now. And my whole plan is, like I said, to be like 12 down here and then my 3 upstairs. Maybe 2. Probably 2, actually.
So I've got, let me see, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 25, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 40, 43 running.
Okay.
I have 90 in my garage that I'm going to keep. Oh,
okay.
Just for a fair warning. The chlorinator will take the color out of your shirt.
I believe that. I wonder if like certain dechlorinators, whatever they have in there, whether it's be like, because some of them have additives like aloe in it or something like that. It's made differently. But I kind of believe that.
I use Fritz Complete.
Okay.
I got away from like Prime, and I got away from what the hell is
Safe?
that other one? I use Safe. I use that in the big tanks.
Okay.
It's just easier to use that in the big tanks than it is, pumping in bottles and stuff. I was also using, what the hell was the API stress coat?
Yep, that's what I'm using. I still have my gallon jug I'm going through.
That gets expensive, man. That is an expensive one because of the dosage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then some of the fish, they can't take it.
I think the reason why once that one's done, I'm probably going to move to Safe. But with the smaller tanks, do you use Safe with the smaller tanks too?
I use the Fritz Complete with the smaller tanks.
Okay.
Anything under like anything under a 70, 75, I don't. I use that. If it's like 190 and above, I use the Safe. So my 125s, my 240, my 300 gallon, my 150 outside. I forgot about that one.
It takes some time for that to like actually dissolve into the water then, so it's easier for the bigger tanks as opposed to the smaller ones, I would assume. It
actually dissolves pretty quick. It's a fine powder. So, I mean, it dissolves pretty quick. Some people are like, oh, put it in the water as you're mixing it. Man, just dump it in the tank. You're fine.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It's not going to be long enough to hurt the fish. And yes, there is a car stereo sitting back there. I'm working on a video for another channel of mine.
Oh, okay. You're starting a brand new channel?
I've got another channel on Rumble.
Well, I knew you had Rumble, but you just continue to use that as your second channel then for your video?
I'm using Rumble to do my live streams and some videos. But I actually have you can do sub channels on Rumble, and one of my sub channels is an automotive channel.
Oh, nice.
So I am gonna walk people through how to put a radio in a Honda Accord.
So that'll be nice. So you can kind of do like how-to videos and that sort of
Yes.
thing.
I'm
There you
going to take the car that I have, which is an '06 Honda Accord, and it is a project car.
Nice.
I'm going to do some things to it, and I'm going to just video it all, make videos out of it.
Sounds savvy to me.
Oh, yeah, there's not much I can't fix when it comes to a car.
Yeah, you are the expert.
That's what I do. That, and you know what, man, the last couple of nights I've been doing some things around my house, too.
Oh, yeah.
I had a piece of trim that fell off around the door. I don't know why it just fell off, but it just fell off. And then I'm looking at it, and I'm like, there's just too much of a gap to nail anything to. So I fixed the gap, and then I put it back up there. And I'm like, I should have did that a year ago.
There's so much to my house. It's like little things like that I haven't gotten to yet. But it's like spring stuff. Like I was never going to do this in the wintertime, but there's like we had all those we had like a basement repair because my basement was leaking. So that's all done. But there's a lot of like small things, like you said, like there's some trim that's off now because they had to go underneath and dig a bunch around the house. There's some grass that needs planted. There's some stuff within the last winter storms that's frozen and then just broke off, between the windstorms that we had. It's just stupid stuff.
I've got to redo my front flower gardens. I got to pressure wash the north side of my house because it's got algae growing on it, or moss or some green stuff. That's no problem. My back garage I've got to clean and get ready to paint.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to fix my lawnmower. My lawnmower just keeps eating belts.
Yeah.
So I've got
Just
a
a
lot
belt
to do.
chewer.
Huh?
Just a belt chewer is your mower.
It's
So there's
just a
something
belt
going
chewer.
on.
Two a season, man. I got to get all that done and then, maintain the house.
Yeah, that's the other reason why I'm shortening my tanks too, is because there's so much. Like last summer wasn't bad, and I was still enjoying the hobby. But I told my wife, I was like, I want to enjoy my next summer, and if I keep doing this breeding, I'm not going to enjoy my next summer, and it's going to be down here all the time, and I don't want to do that anymore.
I'll tell you,
I was at my limit.
This summer is going to be a challenge for me.
Yeah,
You'll know why later.
fair enough. Well, Jim, I do have to get up early tomorrow to get ready for this fish auction. I got to do some small prep work before I get off of here. So I am going to get off here. It was very nice to see you again. Nice to hear from you. And then we'll have to catch up soon. Maybe I'll call you over the weekend or something like that after my auction and everything calms down, and then we can kind of catch up.
Absolutely. Give me a call.
Yep. Will do, Jim. You take care. Everyone else who's on here, I know it's a little bit late, so there's only a few people watching, which is fine. But we had a good group. But for everyone else, take care. Jim, I will talk to you here in the near future.
All right, sir.